National Day is around the corner, and it's time Singaporeans reflect about the place they call home.
Okay, what do you appreciate about the country?
I think that it's a very lawful country and it's got a lot of, it's based on meritocracy, most of it, so it gives you a little bit of room to grow as a Singaporean.
Equality whereby when you find a job, it's not biased at all. Like whether you're young or old, they'll still consider you and they'll try and hire you if possible. Like when the economic crisis happened, like the government took the Spur initiative to help retrain everybody, young or old, as long as you have a job. Retrain so that to help you become more employable when the situation becomes better.
I'm actually working in an environment where there are a lot of people from so-called different countries and different races as well. So being a Singaporean and I guess working with other Singaporeans, other people from Southeast Asia, it gives you the feel that we are actually a very tolerant country.
Just like mix around with everyone, you feel safe here, there's no like racism here. I mean, it's not so open, right?
When a person applies for a job, they don't see like, oh, you're Chinese or you're Malay or you're Indian. Oh no, so it's like, oh, I want to give the Chinese, so because the population of Chinese more, so like there's no such thing in Singapore, right? So it's fair, it's very fair.
Can you recall any events that happened to Singapore that makes you appreciate the country even more?
I think like the economic crisis, our country actually picked up quite fast. Like now is the stock market is doing quite fine, and I think it's got something to do with like being good all along. We have a good foundation and a good government to start with.
During the SARS and the H1N1, the government makes Singaporean calm and not to panic, and also like there's no like rushing here and there, like a lot of things are not going haywire and stuff. It's still quite systematic.
The recent bombing in Jakarta, like Singapore stepped up with security, although it didn't happen to us, but we stepped up just to prevent it from happening in Singapore, to keep us all less feel safe and everything.
We are pretty well prepared in a lot of ways. Like we preempt a lot of things before we actually, before the worst can happen. So I guess in some way the government actually kind of foresight certain things before they make it worse. So that's kind of make everything pretty stable and organized here, which, well, sometimes I take it for granted, honestly speaking.
But for 1/3 of the residents who weren't born in Singapore, they do not take what they have here for granted.
我是印尼来的啦，对，所以我觉得新加坡是很好的一个国家咯。怎么说呢？哪一方面？政府也是很照顾你们的那个一些你们的人民啦，什么什么这样的，那住的地方也是很好咯。所以我就是看到我跟我妈妈他们讲，我说我新加坡是很好的一个地方，我妈妈也是很想来的。
I think transportation is very good. One thing about that, because I'm not Singaporean. Yeah, I'm not.
Joe Baru. I think just systems that work, things that work, places. Just stuff that you inquire about, you get answers. I was a police officer with Singapore, but not anymore. And I became one because we had a theft case in Marina when we were partying years ago. And then within very few minutes, the police arrived. So I thought, wow. So I think at that time, because I was looking in that direction, I thought, oh, this is a sign. So a system that works. So that got me into the force right after that. Okay. Yeah, validation that, that's something that you want to be a part of.
With stories like that, it's no wonder celebrating Singapore this National Day will continue to have a special meaning for many.